Come on. As Juan Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork you will not get anywhere else, where we do not teach you how to rise to the occasion. We teach you how to fall to your level of preparation. Woo! That was it. 10 miles strong. Always a good day after a 10-mile day. The day after, 2 6-mile days. So yes, you can do the math. Past 3 days, that's 26. No, excuse me. I gotta do the math better. I gotta do 22 miles. No. 18, sorry. 22. Sorry. Again, math a little fuzzy after a 10-mile run, but yeah, that is 22 miles because 6 plus 6 equals 12 after 10. 22 miles past 3 days. Again, we are still planning on running a marathon over here, all right? There's still marathon training, mindset-wise, physically, mentally, the whole thing. Gotta be ready to run the motherfucking marathon in every single phase of life, which is what we do over here on the Move Swiftly platform. Mentally, physically, financially, whatever it is you want to go, whatever route you want to go, you got to be willing to run the marathon. Run the marathon, baby. All right, so all that being said, let's get into today's Move Swiftly thought / Sunday recap / final whistle Sunday. You know, again, because of everything that's going on, politics, football, in particular college football, which is more the level of football that I really tune into. You know, when it comes to the NFL, if it ain't the Commanders, Dolphins, I ain't really, you know, I'm saying, you know, obviously I watch it, I keep up with it very heavily, but as I've grown up at college game, boy, I'm attached to it. It's like a real drug problem. In fact, just yesterday I met a guy at a Duffy's. I'll get into the story in a second, but he was telling me how, you know, he's such a football junkie that he's on his second divorce right now. He's on his second divorce. So it was funny because I was telling him, you know, hey, thank you for teaching me how to make sure, you know, certain things don't go overboard and shit like that. So anyway, all that being said, let me get into my full thoughts and just everything that I have kind of put in my head to speak on today is, you know, always appreciate the moments. Always appreciate the moments, always appreciate the stories, always appreciate the right now, the today, and learn to take it in, take it in stride and understand the blessing that comes with it. Like yesterday was one of those moments for me that from afar, I get to look back and say, man, you've come a long way and you got so much further to go. You know, again, that morning, if you recall the video yesterday, I spoke on Dabo Swinney, and, you know, even though they took a tough loss yesterday to Syracuse, his mentality is all about, look, I'm 55. I'm just getting started, man. I'm 55. I'm going to be 37 in January. And I'm like, look, you got 20 years on me. So I'm really just getting started in this game, really just getting started in terms of what it is I want to do, what it is I'm destined to do, what it is I've created, the product and the things I've created in this world. I'm really just getting started, all right? So all that being said, yesterday I was in Hobe Sound, Florida, and it was for a leadership summit. Now, this leadership summit is for a company that I'm aligned with now called First Serve. It's basically a mentoring company, mentoring high school kids, and it's not just, you know, volunteer work. They're actually paying the high school kids to come out and mentor in certain situations. Again, firstserve.com for more information on that, and I'll probably dig into more of that. I'll dig into more of that as we go along. Sean is scheduled to be on the show at some point throughout the season. Again, our schedules are all over the place, so at some point we're gonna get Sean on the show. All that being said, yesterday they had a leadership summit in Hobe Sound, right? And I went there and I, you know, introduced myself and gave a bit of an icebreaker, gave a little bit of a speech, and just kind of let people know, hey, there's a new organization in West Palm Beach that will be working with you guys, all that kind of stuff, right? And I got to know the organization a little better than I did before because I got an opportunity to see what they're looking for, what's gonna equal success, connect with the people who are involved with it, the high school mentors, all that kind of stuff was absolutely incredible. But there's a kicker here. I remember telling Sean, like all week I've been telling Sean, I'm like, look, man, love me, I love you, I love everything we're about, but the Michigan Wolverines play at 3:30 p.m. All right, the Michigan Wolverines play at 3:30 p.m. on, I know it's, you know, scheduled from 10 to 5, but it's somewhere at 3:30 p.m. I got an agreement. I have it in my mind. I'm somewhere watching every play of that game, every play of that Michigan Wolverines football game. So just know, by the time 2:45-ish comes around, I'm out of there to go watch my Michigan Wolverines. It's funny because as I was leaving, he kind of jokingly goes, oh, you got something important to do? Oh, what's up? And then we kind of laughed it off, right? But anyway, to get further into the story, I drive out to maybe like a it might have been like 6 mile drive to a local Duffy's out there in Hope Sound. And first thing I do, find a spot somewhere, not sit next to nobody. I go to the bar time, it's like, got to get that Michigan game on NBC Peacock. We got time to go to Nebraska. It's a big one. We need this one going into the bye week. We need to go into that bye week 3-1, not 2-2. Go, handle business. Not going to be an easy game by any means. So we got to go handle business. So I'm locked in. It's game day. I'm locked in. And for the most part, we're playing well. You can see that we're the better team. You can see that we're the better team. And it was absolutely, absolutely enjoyable to watch Bryce Underwood start to come into it. You can see where he's developing and trusting his instincts a whole lot more. Coach Biff Poggi, and again, someone I spoke about all week. He gets his second win. Somebody from Maryland. So I was always proud. Stick your chest out with pride when you see something like that, right? So all that being said, and as I'm doing it, so here's the great part about going to a sports bar, really lock in it and getting to know and really being about it. So what happened was there was a guy who's a Miami fan, a huge Miami fan, and he sees how intense I am at the games. He sees how intense it is, and he's telling me, don't worry about it. I'll be just like that in a couple hours when Miami plays. So Miami plays Florida State, this, that, and the third. They play Florida. They played Florida last night, and he goes, I'm going to be just like that in a couple hours here. So I'm watching you, and I'm just like, that's going to be me. So anyway, Bryce Underwood takes that first big run. He takes the first run, and he scored that first touchdown. It was the first touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. And he takes it all the way to the house, and I'm hyped. I'm looking around. I'm like, yes, yes. And I'm looking for somebody to high five, and he goes, I know you're paid, man. I'll give you a high five. Because I was like, I was stuck. I'm like, it was one other Michigan fan there, and I was just looking for somebody to high five, and then he, stepped in, and we ended up, talking throughout the game, talking college football and stuff like that. So anyway, main thing I want to tell you, the kind of the climax and the best part, probably easily the best part of the entire day. Even, again, Michigan won, we got to 3-1, we're going into the bye, we get ourselves healthy and all that stuff. But the best part of the day was there was this other dad who came in. He's a Florida State fan. He had all his Florida State gear on and stuff like that. And he comes to me, he goes, he notices my shirt, right? He notices my shirt that said First Serve. He goes, I heard of First Serve. That's what's up. Y'all gave my daughter a scholarship. Man, and she's at Valdosta State, and, we ended up chopping it up, and, I was talking to him about some of the high school kids I was around and telling him about the organization and all that, and that right there easily is the best part of the day. I mean, you just don't get any better than that because, again, of everything that led up to that point. And what are you doing behind the scenes? What is the work that you're doing before you get to enjoy your leisure time? Or what is the work that you're doing day in on a Saturday, day in and day out to make it so you get the results that you want? That's what life is about, folks. So, again, take everything I said. There's no real topic today because, again, I choose to spend my Saturdays, choose to spend my time in a situation where I'm constantly growing, creating, and again implementing opportunities so that when things happen like what I just described, it's right there. That's why I say it all the time. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. We teach you how to not rise to the occasion, but fall to your level of preparation. Are you prepared to meet the person, to get around the group of people that's going to change your life forever? Are you prepared now? That's what today is all about. All right. So again, all that being said, everything employee development, that's where it starts. It starts right there when it comes to, are you developing a system for your employee development so they go out on a Saturday and create opportunities? They go out on a Saturday and make things happen regardless of what it is. All right. And that's what we preach. So all the information, all your employee development needs, main website to check out is makeyourmove.com. That's makeyourmove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one, Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.